Hey dude, one of these things is not like the other. Good morning guys. Today we're going to talk about mixing tortoise species. Should you do it? Should you not do it? My opinion, no, you should not do it. You're like, what? How can you say that? Well, maybe that's not entirely true. Here's why. You can do it, but it takes a really long time, and you have to make sure that the tortoise species that you want to live together can cohabitate, because their bedding needs, their food needs, lighting, heat are similar. If they are, there's potential that you could make it work. I would definitely suggest that you let your veterinarian know that you're going to try this, and they can also, give you some tips and things to watch for, signs of stress, things like that along the way. So definitely involve them if this is something you want to try. So here's how we made this work. Misha was our first tortoise. He's a Russian. I'm sorry. Misha is, yes, he's a Russian tortoise. And we got him about 5 years ago. His first habitat was a very large livestock water container, and he was in that by himself for about a year and did pretty well. He's a pretty active tortoise. Not right now, he's basking. Their lights actually just came on, so like they were sleeping, so they're like, what? Sun's up kind of thing. Pyrrhus is a golden Greek tortoise, so he came along about a year later. And what we originally did is we built this tortoise table for them, and there was a solid wooden divider between these two sections, and then we put just a really small, it was like a 6x6 polyglass mirror or window, so they could see each other, but there was no contact. There was no physical contact. And we were very cautious about how we fed them and how we handled them. So if we were to ever pick up Misha for something, just to handle him or, wash him off or soak him, we put him back, wash our hands, then go over and handle Pyrrhus. Same thing, whatever we were doing. Maybe if it was a really warm day, we'd let him outside, bring him back in, wash our hands. They each had their own separate water bowls. They each had their own separate feed bowls, and we were very careful about not mixing them up and things like that. And they lived that way for about 2 years. Again, letting my vet know, okay, this is what I'm doing. It's been about 2 years. And one quick note I just wanted to mention, because a lot of people don't realize this. Tortoises, like the different kinds of tortoises, you have to understand they're not like breeds. So it's not like a dog. Even though, yes, they are both tortoises, they are entirely different species. So it's a little more likened to, well, I'm not really thinking of a good example right now, but just know that they're two entirely separate species of animals. It's not like over here we have a poodle and over here we have a Labrador. That's not how it works. So just a quick note on that. Just realize that they really are separate. Okay, so 2 years have gone by. Everything's going well. And we decided to take down the middle divider. And at first, there was a tiny bit of aggression, more so on Misha's part. And I think it's just natural that stuff happens, claiming your space, being dominant, saying, hey, I'm the head tortoise in charge. All animals do that to some extent, so we weren't really too worried about that. But really that went away. Now, they just kind of hang out. Every once in a while, little Mish will attempt to mount Pyrrhus or, just crawl on him or just, ram him with a shell, but it's not often enough that we're really concerned about it. So, during this time, we're watching for signs of stress, things like that, after we've taken the wall down, and we were pretty much good. And in the off chance that we would ever need, to separate them, well, you know what, let me back up a little bit. I will say this. Every once in a while, Misha, I kind of think he almost goes into heat, where he gets, just a little extra dominant. And during those times, what we've done to actually solve this problem and still allow them to see each other is we put a little bit of chicken wire, and it's buried underneath the mulch right now, so that we have like a chicken wire flap, or a wall rather, that I can pick up and then reattach on each side here. So then they both go into this protected contact where they can still see each other, but they can't touch each other or bite or anything like that. I've only had to lift that up, I think, once in, the entire, 3 years that they've now been living together in this particular tortoise pen. So it's just something we kind of have just in case, but have we really needed it? No, not really. So I guess the long answer is yes, you can successfully mix tortoise species together, but it has to be done carefully with the guidance of your vet, slowly, because you want to watch for, sicknesses, diseases that one might have, the other might not have, things like that. So yeah, you can make it work, but it needs to be done really slowly and properly. And make sure that whatever species that you maybe intend to mix have the same habitat requirements, food requirements, temperature requirements, humidity requirements, space, and all of that good stuff. So hope that helps you guys. We'll say goodbye to Mr. Pyrrhus and Mr. Misha. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.